games come along that are landmark titles that change the gaming industry forever. They receive universal acclaim, countless Game of the Year awards, and the undying love and respect from gamers around the world. Deadly Premonition was not one of those games. However, it's still one of the best experiences you can have playing or watching a video game. And Nintendo shocked the world when they announced a sequel to one of the most famous cult classics in gaming history that actually has a Guinness World Record for being the most polarizing video game in history. Hi, I'm Wade RONSPIES, and did you hear that, Zach? We're going to be talking about Deadly Premonition 2. But before we dive into Deadly Premonition 2, we have to start at the beginning. On April 14th, 1973, a child was born in Osaka by the name of Hidetake Suehiro. Okay, that might be a little too far back. How about this? Hidetake Suehiro, also known to the world as Swery65 or just Swery, is a Japanese visionary with one of the most unique senses of style and direction in the gaming industry. Swery started his games development journey making fighting games for the Neo Geo, but once he hit the 2000s, that's when he started writing and directing. Most notably, you have D4 Dark Dreams Don't Die for the Xbox One that utilized the Kinect, and you have 2018's The Missing, which is a side-scrolling horror game. Swery clearly has a passion for the unorthodox. He isn't afraid to take creative risks. The game most people know him for, though, is 2010's fantastically bizarre Deadly Premonition, an open-world mystery thriller set in small-town Americana with a tone that could be best described as David Lynchian. It's very clear this game took huge inspiration from the 90s show Twin Peaks. And like Twin Peaks, Deadly Premonition stars an FBI agent as the main protagonist. Francis York Morgan, a stylishly goofy detective with a passion for film, tasked with uncovering the truth behind a grisly murder in the Pacific Northwest. His investigation takes a supernatural turn as he encounters the occult, parallel existences, freaky monsters, strange figures, and all sorts of other creepy happenings, all alongside his imaginary companion, Zach.
Did you see that, Zach? F.K. in the coffee. I knew I could count on it. Never fails. Now then, let's get going.
Deadly Premonition is a game known for its unique sense of style and atmosphere. It's the kind of game where the rough edges only add to the charm. You don't really see too many games like this. It also had some pretty interesting ideas that were pretty ahead of their time, like real-time facial hair growth, a hunger gauge, and flies that will circle you until you change your clothes. Take that, Red Dead Redemption 2. Some people say Deadly Premonition is something that's so bad it's good, others think the whole thing is genius. It's something you kind of have to play or watch for yourself to figure out. I actually recommend playing it with a friend too, because you almost need a witness for some of the stuff that goes on in this game.
Here you go. The usual. 1 turkey, strawberry jam, and cereal sandwich.
Sounds like the sinner's sandwich. Self-inflicted punishment to atone for past sins. He's setting an example.
Oh, and Zach, did you know? They re-released Deadly Premonitions last year on Switch as Deadly Premonition Origins. Nintendo just stays one step ahead, don't they? But there's a reason Deadly Premonition got put on the Switch, and that's because, against all odds and likelihoods, it's getting a sequel. Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise, is coming exclusively to the Nintendo Switch, continuing the bizarre adventure of one Agent York. Deadly Premonition 2 is actually both a sequel and a prequel, taking place in both the present and the past, following 2 different protagonists. In the present, Aaliyah Davis is in Boston. In the past, our beloved Agent York is in a fictional southern town called La Carré. I think that's how you pronounce it. How do these 2 stories line up? What takes Agent York all the way down to New Orleans? It's almost like it's a mystery game and we're gonna have to figure that out for ourselves or something. Oh, and something I neglected to mention about the first Deadly Premonition is that it's actually an open world game that runs on a real-time clock, similar to a little game called Shenmue. It also has a few other quirky real-life features. The cars need gas, you need to show up to events on time, and I'm assuming it'll be the same way in Deadly Premonition 2. Except for one little thing: skateboards. We've got Tony Hawk coming back with Pro Skater 1 and 2, EA announcing a new skate game, Session on Xbox Game Preview, Skater XL on the way, and now we can throw Deadly Premonition 2 into that mix. You can upgrade your skateboard, speed down city streets, pull some sick moves. All we need is a fisheye lens and we're one pop shove it away from some sick skate footy. Cowabunga. Let's get real for a second here. There's a very specific reason why you should be excited for Deadly Premonition 2. And it isn't bowling, and it isn't skateboarding. Still excited for skateboarding though. No, the reason I'm excited for Deadly Premonition 2 is the same reason I love the first Deadly Premonition. The characters. The strange, goofy atmosphere matched with a dead serious plot. Deadly Premonition is fun because it takes itself so seriously, but there's this inherent goofiness to everything due to the game's rough edges. The imperfections actually add to the experience. The stiff animations, the awkward conversations, the janky combat, the rough frame rate, it only makes the whole thing that much more charming and endearing to me. And how many games can you think of that are the same way? That's why I'm excited for Deadly Premonition 2. To experience more of that charm that you can only get from one of Swery's games. He's a master of that middle space between independent and AAA high budget projects, between self-aware and dead serious. Anyway, I thank you for lending me your eyes. My YouTube channel is called RONSPIES. I'm at WadeLikesPie on Twitter. I hope you find the time to fritter. Deadly Premonition 2 is on the Nintendo Switch. I'm sure it will satisfy your gaming itch. So says Mr. Stewart. That was weird. We really don't deserve Swery, and I hope everyone watching this at least gives Deadly Premonition 2 a chance.